Hello.
Hey, how's it going? What's up?
We're just gonna be doing some relationship advice and some am I the asshole? Am I overreacting? Yeah. Here we go.
Am I the ass for telling my wife that I'm ending our marriage because I found her brother at our house again and said it in front of him?
Alright, here we go. I am 38, left my wife, Kelly, F38 today, 5 years together, 4 married. I have battled for her lack of boundaries about her family for the past 2 years. I understand that they are very close knit, but she never paid attention to how their dynamics affected our relationship. I experienced every just no family situation. My food was eaten, showing up uninvited, meddling, you name it. 9 months ago, my MIL and FIL began divorce proceedings. He cheated, fell madly in love with a side chick with whom he's lived with for the past 15 years.
I assume, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
And he decided that he wanted to get remarried. He kicked everyone out of the house. It was an emergency, so I agreed to help out. I so fucking regret it. I had to take 4 people in, but they couldn't think to avoid constantly pissing me off. I got sick of finding them using our private bathroom. They had complete access to the other full bathroom by the hallway.
Mm.
SIL started taking naps in our bed. Ew.
What the?
I came home late and we had to wake her up and still waited for her to nap out her groggy state so she could walk out. It lasted for 3 months.
Oh my
Dude.
god. These
No,
people are gross and
yeah.
weird.
No matter how many times I told my wife and even told them, they still showed up at random hours even if I didn't run into them. I knew she was allowing them to come over. I hated their presence. They would eat my snacks and get on my expensive recliner chair, which again, they didn't contribute a penny for.
Fair, yeah.
I had a mini
Orchard.
sorry. They picked empty.
What?
That's not okay.
Oh, jeez. That's. Wow.
Mm,
These people are so just moochers.
yeah,
That's.
it's crazy. No wonder why the dad fucking cheated. Anyways, things got so tense that I blew up at her in front of them. They left. We had a fight. I ended up sleeping in a hotel. I warned her many times about being fed up and needing her to support me. She acted like I was demanding that she abandon her family.
Well, kind of sounds like maybe you should. They sound like they don't really care about anyone but themselves. Like,
Yeah.
uh, what is blood is thicker than water? Is that what they say? That it sometimes doesn't really matter. Um, people can still be people regardless of how you know them, and people will treat you like they take you for granted. They walk all over you because you let them, and
Mm-hmm.
they see that they can and they will. They have no uh, not pride to care about what they do to you
Yeah.
and how you see it. As long as they come out on top in the end, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. It's so weird. Today I came home to find her brother's car blocking the entrance, not on the side, even on the driveway, just right in the middle where my only option would be to get on the lawn. I go inside, he's laying with his shoes on the couch. He gave me this fresh smile like he's untouchable. I went to our bedroom and packed as much of my belongings as possible and ignored her pleas to talk. There is nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
I already called a few lawyers, haven't received any replies. She cried, but at this point I have no empathy. I don't even know if I overreacted or if I need to discuss this in private. I feel defeated and angry, and I also hate her family with my soul. They knew they were hurting our relationship and they didn't care. She knew that I'm a private person who hates being
Mm.
invaded. I helped them because I love her and I didn't have the balls to let them go sleep in their car. We don't have kids, but there are so many things that will be left undone. I loved her so much, but I can't do this anymore. She called me immediately after I left, and I told her that my decision is final. She sounded shaken, but I told her that right now I despise her and will never be able to sleep next to her again.
Sorry for any typos there. He already apologized for it.
Yeah.
I have a migraine right now. I'm just coming here because I just want to ask if leaving the way that I did was an asshole move, and maybe I should have announced my intentions of ending our marriage after her brother was gone.
No, you're not the asshole. Absolutely not. She knew what was coming. did everything in her power to make it so you couldn't live in your own house, and she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing, and that's not okay.
It sounds like you had enough time to get to know each other enough that this was very obviously an affront to the way you are, and letting them walk all over you very obviously. Like they made it very clear that they were intentionally just doing whatever they wanted, regardless of what you said or how you felt. Like the fact
Yeah,
that you essentially figured out that she was allowing them to hang out without your knowing, and
so
uh,
annoying.
like it shows that she, for whatever reason, maybe felt bad for her family, or maybe, I don't know. Was it last minute that she realized how terrible she was? Was it in the moment she felt justified in what she was doing because it was her family? It.
You never know
I
what you
don't.
have
I don't
until
really
it's
blame you
gone.
for what you did, but
Yeah.
if you know, it's more of, if you felt like she's the love of your life, then yeah, maybe you could have been the bigger man and
But
dealt with it more reasonably.
there's also that possibility of,
It's more for a devil's advocate. Just
yeah.
if you really wanted to try and work things out, then maybe you could have handled it differently. But I don't really blame what you did.
Yeah, because
I,
like if you hate her family as much as you say you do,
I
and
hate her
she
family already. I
and
don't even
she
know.
loves her family as much as she shows you that she loves her family more than you, you were 100% correct by divorcing her. She's never going to give you what you want. She will only give you what you want when she knows that you're going to leave. It's an abusive
Yeah,
relationship. She is a manipulating bitch. I don't know why women do this, or even men. I don't know why this happens. You don't need to manipulate someone to keep them. Be a
you shouldn't
normal
have to.
person. Like,
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from, but if you feel like manipulation is your go-to tactic for keeping people around, then there's something you need to change. I don't know why you feel that's like so satisfying or justifying in your own mind,
yeah.
when it it doesn't have to be that way. You guys can live together without having to uh, like bend over backwards for anything. You can live with each other so easily if you find the right person, and you acknowledge your own like insecurities and faults. Like realize like, oh, that that was really gross what I did. Like I don't really,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have to be that way. Like her family sounds like they fucking suck, and the fact
Yes.
that she's like justifying all of their behaviors kind of
So
shows that,
annoying.
yeah, it wasn't until you, you gave her no choice. Like she doesn't realize what she had until it was gone. That's when she realized, oh, I was in the wrong the whole time. Well,
Yeah.
you should have realized that a long time ago, when you're, especially when you're going behind his back doing
Exactly.
things he didn't know. That seems pretty obvious. You knew what you were doing was wrong,
Yeah.
and you still did it. You just never thought that he would actually just leave like that. Well, sometimes reality is a bitch.
Yeah. Let's see if the comments agree with us. I want to know the brother's reaction to you saying you were leaving her in front of
Come on,
him.
details.
Nothing. He looked surprised and mostly kept it. It's not my fault. I'm innocent. Face as always. That's annoying. Uh, Jesus.
I mean, she, yeah, quite literally him, on the couch with his shoes on, like lying there, is just like the physical uh, embodiment of everything she's letting get in between you and a good relationship. So
Yeah. Can't seem to stop attracting people just like them. There's a difference between someone feeling familiar and someone feeling safe. When we first meet them and they are learning about each other, the problem is familiar and safe feel really, really similar. It's common for people to leave the abusive moment they grow up into only to find themselves in another one with a partner or a friendship. I've had a pattern of this until I had a kind of revelation in therapy. Now I take a really long time to get to know someone and vice versa because I need time to identify if I what I'm feeling is it's like I've known this person my whole life, or the much healthier. It's like I'm never afraid to be my full true self around them.
mm-hmm. See,
That's awesome.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to experience some sort of like yeah, like a revelation or um, an epiphany, like
Yeah.
a wake up moment, like realizing the that like some things cannot be conflated,
Yes.
um, and that you might be mixing emotions for certain things and getting things confused. Like this, like they put it pretty succinctly. Uh, it's like I've known this person my whole life versus it's like I'm never afraid to be my full true self around them. Very different things, but I can see where if you're not really familiar with how to separate the two, they can kind of overlap, and you get
Yeah.
yourself in trouble every time because of it.
Yep. Okay.